You honestly can't go wrong with asking a lot of questions. Curiosity and openness is something that you should never, ever lose. If there's a piece of advice I want to give on my videos, it's this: never, ever lose your curiosity. Never, ever lose your openness. Those are things you must cultivate and you must refine and you must keep for the rest of your life, always, no matter what. And those are things I can say for certain. There's very rare things in this life I can say for certain and say that I do know about, but those are two. Stay open, stay curious, no matter what, always. Greetings, friends. I'm feeling a tiny bit anxious today. Why is that? I feel like I was in class today for a while, almost 10 hours straight, very little breaks, by my own choosing, to just keep creating art and just keep diving into watercolor. I didn't take any time for myself to move my to move my body or to take a break. I was just very very tunnel vision, hyper focused. But oh well. After this, I'm gonna go for a little walk, take my hobo shower, and move my body. Luckily for me, and unluckily, all of my potential shower plans fell through. So now I either spend money to go take a shower at a gym or at a motel, or I use the hose, or I swim in this lake. And the lake is really warm, it's quite nice. I'm gonna go for the hose because I like the hose. And I want to try it out. And also just a feeling of being like rebellious and using using the college hose is appealing to me. I'm once again an art hobo, living out of my car and doing another week of art. This time it's expressive arts, mixed media and community connections. I don't really have the intention to bring this to my community, but I have the full intention of exploring different art mediums and seeing if it'll apply to my vlogging stuff, which it does. As you can see, I'm doing showing off the art stuff I'm doing here. I'm really enjoying the art hobo life. It's very simple, especially when you're out in cottage country where there's a lot of easy places to park and fall asleep that are dark. The weather is beautiful here so far. I also like a bit of structure. There's set times for the class, and after that there's set times for me to work on my laptop or do my photo edits or video edits. I feel like I function well with some level of structure. I haven't fully dove into the super free-flowing life yet, though I have like a give or take space in my schedule. So today I was gonna leave at 5 p.m. but instead I left at 7 p.m. to do my art. I'm feeling a lot better these days. Maybe it's creating art, maybe it's being out in this beautiful nature, maybe it's time, maybe it's sitting with my emotions, maybe it's doing personal work. But yeah, I don't feel as heartbroken or grief-stricken as I used to. There are still waves of grief that come in, and I am, I wouldn't say forced, but I feel through it, and that helps a lot. Sometimes I have to cry. At one point I was breaking down doing collages. On like the first day I was getting choked up and I was really, really sad. Other days, grief just comes in a wave. Feel it, sit with it, and then let it go. Other days, especially not art hobo stuff, when I am not arting that shit out on a medium, I will doom scroll and I will just suppress the feelings, and I will just give myself chronic pain until I actually feel it, and then it just comes out. I spoke about that before. There was an activity we did the other day. It was with these bananas. So our instructor, Deanne, she had a bag full of fake bananas, and on each banana was written a state, an emotional state. So for example, there was angry, surprised, shocked, furious, suspicious, sneaky, sweet, sad, happy. And I never got to experience this before, switching emotional states rapidly. And Peter Ralston says something about this. Try doing your emotions. And he referenced this Robin Williams movie called Mork and Mindy, where I think Robin Williams plays an alien, and he's just cycling through different human emotions, from like fear to like lust to happy to sad to like, and just like on a dime, instant change. I got to finally experience that doing this banana game. And when I got to the sad banana, I was real acquainted with that one. Oh, I was just like, I could just feel it. I could just tune into that really easily. And when it came to the furious banana, I threw a tantrum. And when it came to the sweet banana, I was all sweet and lovey-dovey with the person beside me, and so on and so forth. But experiencing that, diving into each emotion fully. I don't know if, like, going from sad to furious, or maybe like experiencing furiousness before and like letting out the like rah, 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 like moving that emotional energy in me, made me feel some type of way, like feel better, because I just kind of ungunked my inner stuff. Or if that was a legitimate insight into, okay, I can actually do emotions and I can actually change my emotional state on a dime. I don't have to be full of grief. I don't have to be guilty. I don't have to be sad. I don't have to be angry, tantrumy all the time, but also not suppressing it. So feeling it out and then getting over it and moving on to the next one. Because those emotions were manufactured. I suppose all emotions are manufactured just based on the emotional state that I'm cooking myself up, or the thoughts that I'm deciding to attach to. So now I wonder if it's effective to feel the emotions fully and then move on, or just like, all right, I will do the anger, I will do the sadness, and then just, okay, when it feels complete, be away, like do away with it. Go back to joy. Go back to something that allows for a nicer life. Maybe. I do want to test that out. And some of my classmates recommended laughter yoga when I shared this with them. That, okay, yeah, I could just do emotional states. I could just stop being sad. Because I've been sad for a while, man. And yeah, it'd be nice to try on something new. So, try it out. Let's see where that goes. What is art? What do you think art is? I don't like these speedboats. They're so loud, but they're really fun. I'm hitting from outside the club when I can't even get in. Art is a noun. I think it is a creation. Art is creation. Art is expressive creation. Does it have to be any type of thing? Does it have to be any type of, like, it has to be beautiful creation? So I think any adjective is just an extra on it. Like, art is creation. It is something that is created. So in that definition, anything can be art. Human life can be art. A tree can be art. All things can be art. Everything's art. All things are created, are manufactured. Maybe created with the intent of expression, or with the intent to make something beautiful, or something that is created just for the sake of creating it, like something that is just coming from a place of, like a fountain of flowingness. Some kind of like, wow, go create. Let's look at the definition. Art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. The expression or application of human creative skill and imagination. Typically, so that's like, usually we think of art as like a Picasso, or Michelangelo, or Rembrandt. But the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination. Can animals make art? Maybe. You give a elephant or a gorilla a paintbrush and then they do stuff. Or you give houseflies colored sugar water, and then they'll just like walk all over a canvas, and then there you go. It's bug art. I feel like we anthropomorphize that, though. Anyways, I'm not going to just discuss animals. Let's just focus on the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination. Creative skill and imagination. Creative. Personally, I think creating, being an artist, and being an artist is like, oh yeah, I'm an artist. I have my palette, and I paint, and I sculpt. I think if you just create something, either for the sake of creating it, or for beauty, or as a gift, or just the act of creating. I want to use my basic definition of just creative, using your imagination and like your own personal conditionings to create something. you are an artist. You are a creator, and that's the closest we'll ever get to godhood, is being a creator. Being an artist, in my opinion, is synonymous with godhood. What else can we do on this earth? Like we take nothing else with us. All we can do is just create and bring stuff into this world, and that stuff will just change, be wiped away from existence, die, be altered in some way, and then we go too, and then we are altered in some way. We die and we change, and same with our creations. So art is like a constant creation, but also a constant changing. I'm very fortunate to even have the privilege of saying that, and of experiencing that, of experiencing this taste of godhood. To have no worries and a free schedule, to not need to make money right now, or like have a full-time salary job, or a family to take care of, or a lot of people under my responsibility, or running for my life for something, or living in fear, or living in some kind of terror or worry that my survival is not going to be met. I feel very fortunate that I can have a taste of godhood. Some arts and acts of creation feel right. They feel really, really good, and I think that's specific to each individual. As if the creatorness in us, godhood. I want to keep using godhood, so I love that term, mainly because I'm like binging God of War content and God of War video essays. So I like the word godhood. Now I also love the Kratos redemption arc, but that's a tale for another time. Yeah, some acts of creation and some acts of godhood feel really, really right. For example, for me, in terms of this art course, vlogging obviously feels right. I like talking on camera. I like journaling on camera. This is my audible journal, and it's like really getting stuff out of me. I like creating vlogs. I like taking photographs. I like watercolor. Specifically to this class, I really like watercolor. But I don't like sculpture. I don't feel called towards sculpting stuff or making stuff out of like objects. But when it comes to watercolor, there's something in me that just lights up, and I want to keep doing it. That I experienced the same thing with snowboarding, and I was so bad at snowboarding too. And then in the beginning, same thing. I just started watercolor yesterday, and I'm like making I'm making art that would look like it'd be on the wall of like a grade 3 hallway. Not bad though, you know. That's just call it like I see it. Same with snowboarding. I would fall and eat shit for a lot. It would be hard to stay upright on a snowboard from start to finish off a hill, off the bunny hill. And then eventually I got good at it. And I do have the intention of being good with watercolor, so I do want to take classes and continue doing it. But that's the thing, I want to keep doing it. There's something about watercolor that I want to keep doing. There's something about watercolor that is appealing to me, that is inspiring to me, that feels fresh, that feels like I want to keep going, that feels like I'm being drawn to it. I want to keep doing it. I want to invest time and money and energy into it. And with pottery, it feels like I'm neutral-ish towards it. You know, I still feel called to do pottery, but I don't feel that same spark as I did with pottery. I feel like pottery and my lifestyle would not mesh well together, but I still want to explore more of pottery though. But watercolor is like the main hyper-focus right now. Maybe it's an ADHD thing. Maybe I'll get tired of watercolor and just like, screw this, I'm done with watercolor. I'm back to pottery now. No, I'm going to move to the next thing. No. I do want to be someone that focuses on their craft and gives it their all. So we'll see where watercolor goes. I'm really inspired by Zen calligraphy and the Zen arts, Zen watercolor. Is it calligraphy? Just like the really simple Zen stuff. This very simple Japanese watercolor. I'm also inspired by the places I visit in nature, like this place, and especially Wakefield. My first 4 paintings were Wakefield. We're all inspired by Chelsea and Wakefield. I am highly considering moving there after my trips abroad. I can keep painting all I want, but right now my images are I just started. You know, I want to learn. So before I pick up any not bad habits. I don't think there's any bad habits with art. It's just like so many ways to create. But with singing, for example, I've been singing in my car for like 5 years now. And there's only been very incremental improvements. But when I started taking singing lessons, there are substantial improvements now. Substantial improvements in my singing. And noticeable improvements in my singing. But it costs something. Same thing with watercolor. If I'm going to invest time, energy, and money into buying art supplies or spending time doing it, I'd rather just go take a class and get good at it quickly and lay a good foundation for myself, so I don't waste my own time. Or as much as the expressive arts wants to surrender strictly to the process and not have like the end goal in mind, I'm gonna have the end goal in mind. I want to get good at it because I will die eventually, and I want to get good at stuff. I want to be effective. I want to make the most of my time. I want to have I want to be effective with my use of time. So take the class, surrender in the class, and like go hard. It's a delicate balance, though. I find this whole thing about wanting to get good and wanting to produce beautiful things, but also surrendering to the journey of it. Like both must happen in order to get good at something, and not get completely butthurt or down on oneself when you do create. Because I don't think being a creator, being an artist, or entering godhood should be a curse. I don't think it should be something that's tragic or something that's like depressing, like the typical archetype of like the tortured artist. Yeah, I don't want to be a tortured artist. Life itself is torturing enough. So what's the balance in that? The balance, I think, is in keeping the goal. Okay, in my experience, the balance for me, where I find it is, I have a goal. Let's just take watercolor, for example. I have the goal that I want to get good at watercolor and I want to create beautiful things. Those two things, good and beautiful, are very subjective. Those aren't measurable, but they are measurable with enough sensitivity. They're measurable in here, in my heart. Taking photography as an example, when I take a good photo and I know it's a good photo, there's something in me that's like, yeah, I did good. I killed it. I killed this shoot. I know I did a good job. But even while I'm shooting, I don't know what shots are going to be great. I just have to. Well, I have a feeling some shots are going to be great, but I can only just appear at the moment the shot will happen and be skilled enough to take the photo. But the skill matters. So there's like an equal thing of surrendering to each moment to be sensitive enough to pick up on the good shots, and also having the technical skill to take the photo properly and not overexpose it, underexpose it, or make it blurry, and focus it properly. And with watercolor, going back to the example of watercolor, I have the goal to get good and create beautiful stuff, abstract concepts, immeasurable concepts, irrational concepts, or irrational or immeasurable things that can't be non-quantifiable things. So what is good, what is beautiful? Once again, it's a feeling, and that feeling is on me. It's not about Joe Bob's idea of beautiful is this. Oh, he knows what's beautiful. Oh, she knows what's beautiful. If it's not like their idea, then damn. No. If I see something beautiful, I want to, and I know it in my heart. I feel something from it. And I think that's one of the great things about art, is that it communicates something to you. That the creation is not like that super esoteric, that it doesn't, it's like just like over your head. Yeah, that's something. Okay, personally for me, that's what kind of cheeses me about certain artists or certain art. It's like it's just so freaking out there. It's so abstract and just so like esoteric, created in like someone's little dark corner of the world. Good on them, great. But I don't know. The communication is just missed. The impact is not there. So, does art need to have an impact? No. But that's just me, though. I think that art has. I think effective art. I think beautiful art has something that is communicated to another human being. And sure, maybe the esoteric super abstract art that can communicate it to another person, because we're all very much similar or the same, if you want to get super deep with it, after all. So if some person makes something super esoteric and super abstract, then I'm sure it'll resonate with at least one other person, because we're not really that different. Maybe I'm just a snob. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to get certain types of art. I can't tune into like the noise, the abstract noise artists, or fucking Death Grips Frequency. No offense to you guys, I do like some Death Grips songs. Not sure if I can handle a whole album though. having a goal in art and surrendering to the process. Goal: get good, make beautiful things. Subjective, and I would know, because I would feel something in my heart. And how the heck do you start feeling things with your heart? What? A heart doesn't have hands. How does a heart feel? Well, what does it feel like when you see something beautiful? What is beautiful to you? And then that makes something that speaks to that. Maybe a sunset is something you find beautiful. Maybe freaking Kodak Black rap music is something you find beautiful, and that speaks to your heart, and that resonates with your soul. Maybe it's model ships and bottles. Maybe it's like freaking talking to people on ham radio, or cultivating ancient moss cultivars in your mossarium. I don't know. It's like, so there's so many things that can speak to you, because humans are very individual, but we all have that divine, creative, godly essence in us. Each one of us has that same peace, if not peace/wholeness, infiniteness of God in us. But we are just very limited little meat bodies that can express that piece of creation. And because these limited bodies are so subjective and so influenceable by from birth, either through genetics and or our environment, then yeah, the beauty that is subjective to each of us it's so individual. So find that beauty, whatever that is. Right now for me, vlogging, biking around, nature, watercolor, photography, and hanging out with beautiful people, and living like a hobo. Why is that appealing to me? Bro, I don't know. Psychoanalyze me. Watch enough of these vlogs as I keep releasing them, and then maybe you'll get an idea of who I am. With these vlogs though, I'm always cautious on how much I want to reveal of my life, because maybe there's like if I end up gaining a following, people will just know so much about my life, and then if someone approaches me, I have no idea about them, but they have so much knowledge about me. So disclaimer for these vlogs: once it's released, I have already changed as a person, and the vlog is already null at that point in time. My thoughts and opinions have already changed. So as I can hold this goal of wanting to create beautiful art and get good at my craft, each moment on that path, whether it may be a class, whether it may be just me having like a little kit doing watercolor right here, whatever I'm practicing it, I will enjoy each part. Oh, that's such a delicate balance too, because then when I'm doing it, I'm like, I have to be good, I have to make beautiful things, and that contraction can really mess up the human mind if you want to do that. And I don't want to do that with my mind. I do not want to make my journey of godhood into a tortured journey. Okay? There's enough in life that tortures me already. My unchosen suffering. So yeah, if I'm gonna make art, I'd rather not choose it to be a sufferable experience. There's probably gonna be pain, okay? There's probably gonna be disappointments and like, my God, I have this in photography too. Like, I missed the shot, or like I completely missed this moment in this event. Oh my God, this shot would have been so good if it was in focus. So yeah, there's probably turds that I cannot polish in a watercolor as well. Apparently it's one of the hardest mediums, but we'll see. Here's some questions for you. If you want to answer in the comments, or DM me on the Instagrams, or email me. Probably just DM me instead. I don't want to answer emails. I'd rather answer DMs. Here's some questions. What do you want to create? What do you like to create? And those don't have to be big questions. Like, it's not like, what do you want to create for the rest of your life? What do you want to make right now? Even what do you want to make for like in whatever span of time you interpret that, you know? What do you like to create? Yeah, there's something in your life that you like to make. There's something in your life that you want to bring into this world. Maybe it's a D&D character. Maybe it's a certain like Mediterranean dish. Maybe it's a house build in Sims 4. Anything. That's creating something. You are making something that previously never existed, that used to be nothing. You're making something from nothing, or you're making something from an idea in your head, and then ideas that don't exist, but then you just made it, and you are experiencing this thing that is in front of you because it was somewhere. You grabbed it from that somewhere and then made it. Ain't that crazy? Like, someone had an idea for this tool, and then it was invented. It was created. That's fucking crazy. This bowl, I made this bowl. I had an idea to have a big bowl, and so I made a big frickin' bowl, and now I eat out of it. It's my creation. What else? You know, like, people had ideas for what League of Legends is, or this character, you know, frickin' Yasuo, the Unforgiven, the guy with the wind technique of the blade. He never existed. Then he became an idea. He got fleshed out by a team of people, a collective idea, and now he's real. And now people dress up as him and yell Hasagi and just do all that stuff, man. Bananas. Things just get created. So what do you want to create? What do you like to create? Maybe another question is, what inspires you? What does inspire even mean? I think inspire, the definition of inspire is to be infused with spirit. To be infused with like the Holy Spirit. Wow. Shout out to my Christian watchers. Inspire definition. Fill, in brackets, someone. To fill with the urge or ability to do or feel something. Or to breathe in air. Or inhale. Inspire etymology. Inspire originates from the Latin word inspirare, meaning to breathe or to blow into. So, inspire. That was an exhale. That was expiring. To breathe. So what inspires you? What fills you with the want to do something? What inspired me to do watercolor? That's a good question. Probably like some subconscious thing with seeing art in like local craft stores, and these like little simple art on like little tiny cards. I like that. Like little tiny travel art. That appeals to me. Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 wasn't watercolor. The art style in it, but it was like brushstroke. That and Japanese stuff. Yeah, the Japanese calligraphy, Zen inspires me. I can't describe what it is about it, but just it's aesthetically pleasing to me. Maybe it's genetic, you know. Maybe I come from maybe my previous past lives or ancestors were like the samurai or something like that, artists who are into that kind of stuff. Or Zen monks. Maybe I come from a line of Zen monks. But something about that thing, something about those things, and among other stuff, makes me want to, pulls me towards action. In this case, the action is watercolor. What's holding you back from creating? There's a question. What holds me back from creating? What holds me back from pumping out constant vlogs? My answer now is perceived judgment of certain people. As if like there's certain people, like even from my high school and family, I think, or even like potential partners, if they see my vlogs, they're gonna judge me. They're gonna know too much. They're gonna be like, they're gonna think I'm a loser. They're gonna think I'm weird. But being a vlogger, what? I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be excluded from the tribe. Those are the fears. A fear of others, fear of judgment, perhaps even a fear of work. Is there a fear of making it? Kind of, like a fear of like being recognized. I do want to stay pretty low-key, even though I'm talking about my personal life here. So yeah, what holds you back from creating? I am cautioning to say this question: what impact do you want to have on the world? As if you need an impact. As if you must have an impact on the world. As if any of this matters or it means anything. It doesn't. But it's nice to have. It's nice to think about. It's a pretty good driver, a pretty good inspirer to want to have an impact on the world. And you know, it's actually quite nice. It can lead to a very effective and very healthy life, which is a lot better than living a not effective and unhealthy and evil life. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's pose that. What impact do you want to have on the world? I want to have a world. The impact I want to have is I want to show people that it's okay to express yourself. That it's okay to that there's so much beauty around us to experience, and to take care of each other, and to know that you're taken care of. Especially if you're watching this, you have internet, for Christ's sake. You probably have clean drinking water, access to food and shelter, a phone, or a computer. That's a bigger upgrade. I feel like pondering that question, what impact do I want to have on the world, can have like a guiding light way into the long term of, okay, is what I'm going to do relevant to that impact I want to have on the world? Is this action I'm about to take about to contribute to that impact, or will it negate from that impact, or is it just neutral? The Lord knows I've done things that negate from the impact I want to have on the world. I probably didn't even have an impact in mind at the time. It's just like very short-term gains and like short-term pleasures with no regard for the bigger picture. So thank God I developed a frontal lobe. And then I've also acted in ways that are aligned with that impact, and it made me a stronger person because of it. Not physically stronger, but like spiritually, characterally stronger. Notice I don't like to ask why questions a lot, because typically why questions just bring up stories. Not saying why questions are bad or useless or you never ask them. I just feel like the why questions can easily lead to the mind and just story stuff. But why questions can also help augment things, you know, like I want to have an impact on the world for X, Y, and Z reasons. Why? Oh, because blah 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 reinforces that, and then you know you have a better guiding light, or a stronger guiding light, if that's your jam. But you know, why is also a very useful tool to dig further into something. So let's say what inspires you is the question you're wondering. What inspires me is sunsets in the Canadian wetlands, in the Haliburton Highlands. Why? Oh, because it's beautiful. There's something about it that is like, I love the colors. I love the way the sun shimmers on the water. I love what the temperature of the water. The waves, the texture of the water too here is beautiful. Okay, go for it. And then, as if, I don't know, it's not like you're even justifying it to anyone. I guess it's just like a reinforcer for yourself. No need to justify it for yourself. Like, why? Why is that? And just find out why. Find out what's going on. Like an invitation to dig deeper rather than like stay at the surface. Because I feel like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, why is it very useful? Why digs deeper, but not to be used as like maybe take why neutrally. I don't know. Play with questions. You honestly can't go wrong with asking a lot of questions. Curiosity and openness is something that you should never, ever lose. If there's a piece of advice I want to give on my videos, it's this: never, ever lose your curiosity. Never, ever lose your openness. Those are things you must cultivate and you must refine and you must keep for the rest of your life, always, no matter what. And those are things I can say for certain. There's very rare things in this life I can say for certain and say that I do know about, but those are two. Stay open, stay curious, no matter what, always. All right, well, let's end it there. Thanks a lot for listening if you made it this far. Have a good rest of your day, your week, and go outside.